everyone, it's Chef Rebel Glam, and as you can see, probably if you've been on my channel, I started doing videos again. Yay! Finally got a little bit of time. That's what happens when you have 4 kids. Anyway, alright, so today I'm going to be making some oat pancakes, and sorry you can't see my face today, it's not happening. Alright boo, another time. Anyway, anyhow, these videos are going to be some quick videos I can do with my phone. I'm going to do some other videos too that are a little bit more intense, you know, but not right now, so bear with me. And yeah, all these fancy bowls and stuff I home though, so I don't know if I can keep doing this for y'all, but definitely the recipes will be worth watching. So here I have a way to fortify pancakes. When you're making pancakes, they need to be healthy. The fact of the matter is that we feed these things mostly to kids, and most of them are like desserts. What can we do to fortify a pancake and make it better? Put some oats in it and don't eat it every day. So anyway, 1 cup of oats, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Here I have some baking powder, 2.5 teaspoons. That's because there's 2.5 cups in all, and I like to put 1 teaspoon per cup. So that was 1 cup of oats, 1.5 cups of flour, 2.5 teaspoons then of the baking powder for my starches. Then I've got some oil here. This is a 1/4 cup. I'm going to put half into the mixture, and the other half I'm going to put to stop the pancakes from sticking. Just 1 second, I forgot salt. Just about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt I'm going to put in there. And now I've got to do some egg, and then we're going to start to mix. I'm actually going to use a little bit of apple cider vinegar with some water instead of milk because I'm lactose intolerant. But you can add 1 cup of milk or so to this recipe, but I'll let you know because I always play it by ear. I don't ever really cook by recipes unless like I don't know the recipe. Then I learn it and then I put my own twist on it. So just hold on. Let's get some apple cider vinegar and water, or milk to other people. Okay, so we've got the egg, which I should have cracked before. There we go. And now I've got 1 cup of water with 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to put half in there. The key to mixing things, well not half, maybe 1/3. The key to mixing things is to mix it into a paste first and then add more liquid. So I'm going to be mixing this with a whisk. See you in a minute. I'm going to stop saying see you in a minute because it's not going to be a minute because I'm going to edit it anyway. So as you can see there, I'm forming my paste. And you know, this recipe, I mean the milk brings calcium. Hard for me to mix with and talk at the same time. So this will be edited, but basically as you can see, I'm just basically mixing this with a whisk, and I don't want it to be totally smooth. I want it to be smooth-ish. I'm gonna add all of the liquid, and then if I want the pancakes to be thinner, I'm just gonna use water here on out. But adding the milk, as I was saying, gives you a little bit of calcium and the benefits of milk. However, milk for people who can't have it is a disaster, so this is a great way, and then you get the benefits of apple cider vinegar. You don't want to put too much vinegar because you don't want the whole thing to taste like vinegar, so it's important to know that. The other thing is that if you're trying to make those really white fluffy pancakes, you might want to use just normal flour, but at the same time, remember the nutrition in those is going to be way less than this one where it's substituted with some oats. And the other thing about it is that when you do those pancakes, you have to understand that's like dessert, instant sugar without you know, what you would call empty calories. Based on the consistency I wanted, I ended up adding another 3/4 cup of water. You can see the consistency. And you know, it's not going to be smooth anyway because of the oats, but you don't want to overmix it because those bubbles are going to give you fluff. There's other ways to get really fluffy pancakes, but they're very eggy ways. But this one is a nice normal pancake. And I've got a little bit of vanilla here. I'll also put a little lemon zest. That's real vanilla. Because the other stuff, with artificial flavorings, sometimes you'll find out they're made from some really weird, they come from some really weird places, like beaver butts and stuff. Anyway, yeah, so try to use the real thing if you have it. If not, you could always hold your breath and use the low mix essence. Don't worry, it also has alcohol in it, so that can kill the beaveriness and the buttness. Anyway, yeah. So okay, this is the consistency I was going for. The rest of the oil, I'll be putting literally a drop in the middle of my pan. And I'll be putting literally a drop in my pan as my children about to fight, about to get in some serious trouble. Yeah, and I'm gonna be just using a non-stick pan really to do these pancakes. Okay fam, so I reached by the stove. My pan had in a tiny bit of water, and that's nice because once the water evaporates, you know that the pan is hot. And what I'm going to do, you don't want it to be too hot, so I use a small burner, and I have the fire to about medium. And as I said, just literally a little drop you're going to put of the oil, a little drizzle, maybe not drop, you know. And I'm just going to move that around a little bit. Now with these pans, they tell you to use wooden utensils, so ignore me. But I'm just going to spread that oil around a little. Then here I've got my trusty ice cream scoop, which I'm going to put right here on the stove next to me. And then we're just going to put that 4-ounce scoop right there. Another good tool to use would be a ladle. So I'm just going to make one pancake, show you how it goes, and then obviously you'll make more, and I'll show you how it looks at the end. You're just going to wait until it starts to bubble up, and then you're going to flip it. So we'll see how long that takes. Boring, 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 boring. So how y'all feel about the budget? You know, it's funny to me how people rob and kill innocent people and not the politicians. Now I'm not saying anyone should kill anyone, but I'm just saying I find it kind of funny how we always expect other people that are in our same situations to be the ones to pay for our problems and not the one who caused the problems in the first place. Now, you know, this is why I don't really like politics, because at the end of the day, you know, people be out for themselves, not really out to help anybody. And nowadays, good people are hard to find. So how do I know that a person isn't getting into politics for power and not for helping people? But, you know, that's just food for thought. As my pancakes are starting to bubble, I'll give up on that now in case anybody don't want to hear about politics. Okay, sunshine. Sunshine. If there's anybody viewing this that's not in Barbados, I'm just talking about Barbados because we've just been hit with some new taxes here in this lovely island that is soon going to be a place where only tourists and not the actual local people could enjoy living. Anyway, we hope it doesn't come to that, but you know, it's a harsh reality that these days are hard days. These times are hard times, or as the old people would say, these days are funny nights. So you see, it's starting to get a couple bubbles going on there. Bottom's still white though. Here you go, see, white as ever. So that's not what we want. We want a little tan on this here. We want some sunshine in these pancakes. Meanwhile, just let me tell you guys what you can do for topping. Now, you can do something like strawberries, frozen blueberries, if you wanted, and you can just put a little bit of sugar with them or a little maple syrup with them and make a syrup for your pancakes if you want to be interesting. You can also just top these with the normal little bit of butter or margarine if you can't have butter, and maple syrup, which is traditional. Other things you can do that are really cool is if you can have milk, you can use condensed milk instead of using syrup, and that's a great go-to if you don't have any syrup. It's also cheaper than syrup. Condensed milk make excellent pancakes. Butter, condensed milk, but as I said, it goes down the dessert road when you start to do these things. Next thing that you can do with the pancakes is if you're trying to save on the sugar, you can probably just use fresh fruit. But I'm going to use some real maple syrup today, and I think I'm going to cut some fruit with it for the kids. So I'm seeing some more bubbling going on. Can you see it? And these pancakes, because I did not put sugar in the actual batter, are never going to be as caramelized on the bottom as the pancakes are when you put sugar, because sugar is what makes caramel. However, you still can get a little color going on. And we're going to turn those. See, you still get a little bit of color, but it's just not going to be as dark as a pancake can be when it has sugar inside. But I don't see the point in putting the sugar if you're going to put something sugary on top of the pancake as well. Sometimes I will put a little tablespoon of sugar in it just for the color. But I'm not doing that today because I want to fortify the recipe and make it a little bit healthier. So here you go. We're going to just let it go another minute on the side. on the other side, and then you can serve your pancakes. I forgot to mention that once your pancakes have started to set, you can move them around and make more space, and if you have a griddle, that's even better. But a non-stick pan works just fine, a large non-stick pan. So see here, those ones are done, so I can push them on one side, and then I got space to put another one in. Okay, so here we have it. Beautiful stack of pancakes with some pineapple. I like to cut my pineapples like watermelon and then just bite them like how you eat watermelon. I find that way you get more of the pineapple than when you peel it, so I don't always peel them. But yeah, that recipe gave me 8 pancakes. Lovely stack. Remember guys, if you're vegan, you can make this recipe. You would leave out the egg, and you can even add just a pinch of baking soda because you want the reaction going on in order to make the pancakes really nice and fluffy, and a good baking powder is key. I hope you enjoyed the recipe. You can put some maple syrup on there. Look, I got some really nice maple syrup from my clients in Canada, or you can make your own syrups like I told you before. Enjoy, and remember to fortify things if you can. Adding a little oats can go a really long way. Oh, there's one more thing I forgot to tell you. You can also put spices if you wanted instead of vanilla, or with the vanilla, like cinnamon, nutmeg, and whatnot. Have a good day. Bye.